The first time I used this technique was when I was actually preparing for my WAEC examination. Like I said before, I am a real procrastinator. I procrastinate a lot, which I don't even know. God has really helped me. But I still struggle with it sometimes, but it's not as much as before. And I procrastinated my reading session, essential government textbook. I read it cover to cover in 3 days. So if you're a procrastinator like I am, this has worked for me and I believe it will work for you. So let's get straight into it. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Faith the Consecrated. So today I'll be sharing a productivity tip. This is a productivity tip that you can adopt in any area of your life. If you find out that you are prone to procrastinate, or you are prone to not get things done on time, or you don't feel like doing them. So this is a tip I believe will be useful for you. Firstly, I would like to say you don't have to feel like doing something before actually doing it. Most of the time, motivation comes when you start doing something. You don't wait for motivation to come before you start. Motivation comes when you start. So instead of waiting for motivation to come before starting whatever it is you want to start, before completing a task, I would advise you take action first. Then motivation will meet you along the way. Motivation will meet you in the process of doing that thing. Just get to work. Just take that step as soon as possible. So yeah, one thing I want you to know is that if you are a procrastinator, you need to work hard against it, because it will really hinder you from doing a lot for yourself, from achieving a lot for your life, and you will just find yourself constantly complaining but not doing anything. So if you're a procrastinator like I am, this has worked for me and I believe it will work for you. So let's get straight into it. The technique I'm going to be sharing with you is a very useful one. It's a productivity technique. I have tried it, I have used it a number of times, and it has worked for me. I use it whenever I'm preparing for exams, whenever I have a project I'm yet to finish, or whenever I have something like a goal I want to achieve and I seem to be procrastinating and postponing it. I just take this technique and it usually helps me. It always works for me. It always works. There are sometimes that I don't feel like using it, so I just get to work. But there are other times where I need that push. So I adopt this technique and it always works. So know that for me to be sharing it with you, it means I have tried it and it has worked for me. So what is this technique? The technique is called the Pomodoro technique. So in order not to waste your time, I'm not going to be going about the history or the origin or the person that created the technique. I'm just going to go straight into how you can use this technique for your everyday activity, goals or projects or whatever it is you're doing. I know it will work for you just as it did me. So Pomodoro technique, it is a very simple technique. It is not difficult to get. You will just need a timer. You can use your phone because every phone has a timer. When you get to the clock section, there's a timer on every phone. Pomodoro technique is simply dividing aspects of your time into different sections and working with those sections. The first thing to do when using the Pomodoro technique is to set your timer to 25 minutes. This is the traditional way of doing it. And whatever it is you want to accomplish within that period of time, you do it within that 25 minutes, undistracted. So yes, you keep your phones away. You keep your phone away because by the time the timer is up, your phone will definitely ring out and you will know when to get it. So until your timer stops, you don't go to get your phone. You don't take your phone, you don't scroll on any Instagram page, you don't open any apps, you turn off your data, probably put it on airplane mode. That would be the best thing to do. So within that 25 minutes, whatever it is you want to accomplish, of course you might not accomplish all your tasks in 25 minutes, but make sure you start doing something within that 25 minutes undistracted. For example, if you want to read a book, set your timer to 25 minutes, then read that book within 25 minutes. Probably you're able to read 50 pages in 25 minutes, or 30 or 20. The goal is not to complete your task in 25 minutes. The goal is to get started, to get somewhere within that 25 minutes. So you get started on that book, you read, don't rush. Quality over quantity, don't rush. So read within that 25 minutes. Once the timer is up, you stop. Within that 25 minutes period, you should have a small note or just a jotter by the side, because as you are working, different things will come up in your mind. Different things will start to come in that, oh, I have not done this. Or you remember something that you've been looking for. You suddenly remember where you kept it. Now, instead of standing up from completing that 25 minutes and getting distracted, that small jotter that you have beside you is to take down notes, just like your distraction jotter. And I would suggest for a distraction book, don't use your phone, don't use the notes on your phone. Get a physical jotter. Get a physical jotter and a pen. Write down with your hands, please. Don't use your phones. You can be tempted to check other things, and messages can come in, different things can come in. You take down notes on whatever comes to your mind within that 25 minutes. Remember, don't stand up, don't stop what you are doing within that 25 minutes. Just take out that note and write down whatever comes to your mind within that period. Then you set another timer for 5 minutes. Now this 5 minutes is for you to take a break. Now that break is for you to go over the distractions that you wrote down in your small notes, and if nothing comes up, then there is no problem, that's good. But if something comes up and you've written one or two things in your distraction notes, go over it, and most of the time you realize that it was not even something that important. So this is how distractions come up and just stop us from whatever we are doing, and use that time to get a snack, to rest, to check your phone. But if you know you will not if you know you don't have self-control to turn off your phone after that 5 minutes timer is up, then don't bother turning on your data. Just turn it off, because most people may not be able to get back on track after turning on their data. So turn on your data. You can reply to messages, check your emails, check your Instagram, check your chats within that 5 minutes. When the 5 minutes timer is up, you go back to your 25 minutes timer immediately. So you can even put it there as default and just turn it on and let it start counting down from 25 minutes once again. That first 25 minutes is called a pomodoro. So you've completed one pomodoro and you've taken your break, which is the 5 minutes break. So that's 30 minutes in total. Then you go again, you repeat that same process and go for another 25 minutes session of reading or whatever you're doing. You can adopt it for anything as long as you are addressing a task you want to complete or a goal you want to complete. You can use this pomodoro technique anytime in any situation. So you go for the second pomodoro, you set up the timer 25 minutes. Once again, you read, complete that task. Probably you want to wash clothes or something. You might not complete the task in that second 25 minutes, which will make it 50 minutes now. So what do? You continue with the 25 minutes, and don't forget your distraction book. You can put your phone on do not disturb mode. So you continue with whatever you're doing. You fill up your distraction notes, anything that comes up in your mind. I lent 5,000 to somebody. You write it down so that when you're having your break, you can message the person. No matter how trivial it is, or no matter how small or big it is. And when the timer is up, you've completed another pomodoro. That makes it how many pomodoro? 2 pomodoros. So now you've completed 2 pomodoros. Then you go for another break, 5 minutes break. You will not increase it yet. 5 minutes break. Then repeat the same process. Check your distraction notes. Go back to whatever it is you want to sort out. Get a snack, get a drink, reply messages, do all those things. When the 5 minute timer is up, what do you do next? Correct. Set up another 25 minute timer. That is your third pomodoro. So you can see it's so easy, right? Continue from where you stopped from the second pomodoro. Your distraction notes, you write whatever comes up in your mind again. And when the 25 minutes is up, what do? Yes, you set up your 5 minute timer for your break. And during your break, you check your distraction notes. Then you come back for the next pomodoro. Making how many pomodoros? 4 pomodoros. So you come back to the fourth one, which is actually the final one. I'm going to explain. You set up your 25 minutes timer. The same time, don't change the time. Maintain that same time. So yes, you set up the fourth pomodoro for that 25 minutes period. Then when you are done with the 25 minutes, once the 25 minutes timer is up, what do? Now, no, you won't set up your 5 minutes timer. This time, you get a 30-minute break. Yes, you deserve it. You've done so well. So you set up a 30-minute break. Please don't exceed the 30 minutes. And if you know you can't trust yourself with 30 minutes, you can reduce it. Of course, you can customize the number of minutes to whatever is okay for you, but I'm just telling you what I usually do. I also adopt this technique when I'm drawing. Sometimes when I have some particular pictures I don't feel like drawing, I make use of the Pomodoro technique. So I draw for 25 minutes, stop, go get something to eat, press my phone, check my distraction book and all that. I mean, you can also use this when you are praying. You can't seem to go 1 hour straight or 2 hours straight. You can divide them into pomodoros. Most of the time when you start praying, you get to realize that even that 25 minutes might be so little for you, and you just find yourself continuing in prayers and even use up 2 or 3 pomodoros. But yeah, whatever works for you. And one thing you need to take note of is you try it 4 times, then fourth time your break is 30 minutes instead of 5 minutes like the previous ones. So the first pomodoro, how many minutes? 5 minutes. The second pomodoro, how many minutes? 5 minutes. The third pomodoro, how many minutes? You got that right, 5 minutes. The fourth pomodoro, how many minutes? How many minutes break? 30 minutes break. So after your fourth pomodoro, you go for a 30-minute break. And that is all you need to know about the pomodoro technique. You have to put your mind to it and be disciplined. You have to learn how to discipline yourself and go for that goal, accomplish that task you want to accomplish. Don't wait for anybody to come and be giving you ginger. Don't wait for anybody to come and be hyping you up. You have to take actions yourself. The first time I used this technique was when I was actually preparing for my WAEC examination. Like I said before, I am a real procrastinator. I procrastinate a lot, which I don't even know. God has really helped me. Well, I still struggle with it sometimes, but it's not as much as before. So I used it when I was in SS3 for my WAEC examination, and I procrastinated my reading session. I read my government. I still remember very well. I was having government examination the coming week, and I had not read anything. So I was just looking for which hack can I use to finish my notes. Now I'm talking about SS1 to SS3 notes, and I'll be reading a textbook. If you know essential government textbook, I read it cover to cover in 3 days using the Pomodoro technique. So when I say I know what I'm talking about, I definitely know what I'm talking about. If you have a goal, if you have a project that you want to complete, if you have a task you want to complete, try using this technique. Thank you for watching today's video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Click on the notification bell so that you won't miss out on any new videos that I have for you. So this is Faith the Consecrated. See you in the next one. Bye.